What's up, guys? I wrecked my quadcopter. I was doing the first test flight of it after doing the clean flight and all that shit. I was practicing going back and forth, and I went back way too fast and wrecked that shit. And it did a barrel roll, and in the process, it broke the antenna off of my video transmitter off. It didn't just break the transmitter antenna. It broke the connector, the actual brass connector that was soldered to the outer housing, and the center pin that's soldered to the PCB. It broke it right off. Cleanly, but it broke it off. I'm hoping that I can solder the connector back onto the outer housing because it's gob full of solder. But as long as I can find a trace, a PCB trace on the circuit board, I can get it back working again. But first, I want to know if it still works. Now that I know it works, that's a great thing. It's transmitting a video signal somewhat. You can see there's a little scratchy shit going on in the screen, but it still works. That's a good start. Now I need to get this thing open. I need to get it apart and to assess the damage to see if I can even actually solder this thing back together. Because keep in mind, it's just the connector, and the center pin is what matters. If I can get that center pin soldered back to the PCB or a trace on it, I can get a full signal and everything's working again. Holy crap, that was a pain in my ass. It was actually a little harder than it looks. I was like, I need to do 4 more hands and 4 more fingers just to actually push down on that thing. But I finally have that thing up there where it needs to be and solder back on. That's a good thing. Let's move on. Now, looking closely at this thing, I can see a part of the PCB on the center pin is actually still on there. So that gives me a good sign that when I go to put it back on there, that I can solder back on. This transmitter has a mic. I had no clue. It wasn't in any of the documentation whatsoever. When I go to put the heat shrink tubing back on, I need to take that in consideration. Also, the dip switches on the transmitter was completely blocked by the transparent heat shrink tubing before. I want to be able to change frequencies when I can, so I'm going to want to cut around those in the future. I'm really hoping that when I go to resolder with a really hot heat gun that it's going to find the original trace for that center pin to resolder to the original PCB of that transmitter, and just to connect a signal. That's what I'm really hoping. Just something little slight, just a little piece of metal. I'll be fine with that. The outer housing of this connector simply solders to the outer housing of the transmitter with just big globs of solder, no big deal. But that center pin, I need to find the original PCB trace again, like I mentioned earlier. If I can find just a little bit of it, that's all I need. Even though it broke off of the PCB, snice that motherfucker. I just need to make sure that I can get just a little bit soldered back onto it. That's all I need. Now that I finally have it soldered to the center pin connected to the PCB, which I made that harder than it really should have been, but I just really wanted to make sure that that center pin was soldered to the PCB, because that's the actual one that's going to be able to carry my signal. The outer part of this connector solders directly to the can of that transmitter. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I could see where it broke cleanly off of that. I melt the solder back on, but as long as that center pin is melted or soldered back on, that's all I'm worried about. Now it's time to see if it still works. I'm kind of afraid that maybe I heated it up too much, or I might have desoldered something or just fucked something up. But as long as it still works and that picture is clearer than it was earlier, then I'll be happy. Great, it seems to work just fine. I didn't fuck anything up, which is a huge surprise. The picture is noticeably clear, and there's not any scratch marks. Now, this transmitter is super high powered for being indoors, but earlier you could see that there was some scratching on the screen. It really just wasn't transmitting that well. Although I don't have a capture device on it to show the real picture, I do have this automotive TFT color monitor just as a reference. But you could see before it was scratching on the screen, but now it seems to be clear, and to my eyes it had a better picture, so that's a plus. Alright, putting back on the heat shrink tubing, I don't have clear heat shrink tubing, but it really doesn't matter. But the original heat shrink tubing covered the dip switches, and it also covered the microphone. I had no clue that this transmitter had a microphone on it. That's really cool because I like hearing the quadcopter and all that goodness as we go. So I need to be careful to make sure that I cut around the quadcopter as I go around. Great, now that we're almost done, we can go ahead and reinstall the transmitter back onto the frame of this quadcopter, and hopefully everything will be hunky-dory. In the next video segments, I kind of want to see what's inside this hard antenna, just to see if we can't make it something a little loosey-goosey, instead of having this long black thing sticking out. And hopefully we can survive some more crashes without constantly knocking this connector back off.